Boom! What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner.
You didn't warn me.
No, I shouldn't.
Mine are just baby bounces.
No, your bounces are just fine. TigerFitness.com alongside
Doug Miller, Core Nutritionals.
Y'all know Core Nutritionals. I'll link it down below. Again, other outside of house brands, top selling brand on TigerFitness.com, which is something to be said. I mean, it's fucking just blowing the hell up because, well, it's a fucking great product.
Look at this. These sexy new embroidered shorts are coming to Tiger
Yes,
Fitness.
they are. If they're not already here.
Can we get a zoom and focus on action on it?
Do that.
So this is the gray and red, and this is the black and white, and these are nice embroideries.
And the beautiful thing about these is pants like these never have elastic waist. You have to tie them, and that leads to wardrobe malfunctions. So this will prevent you from just, your shredded D falling out in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Walmart.
Yeah, we worked on the waistband, so it's good to go.
It's a comfy waistband. It's one you can sleep in. You know what I'm saying? But you want to wear this out. I'll wear this shit to the club. Anyway, this comes from Jeff, but it's spelled G-off. Carb loading before competition. This is actually something that we talk about a lot. It's asked a lot in our seminars. I thought this question would be great because if it's asked a lot in our seminars, that means people want to know about it.
Sure.
Hey, Marc. I am currently prepping for my first competition. Hear a lot about carb loading before the competition. I understand the idea behind it. However, my question is, when is the best time to start carb loading? And what are your thoughts on the issue? Thanks for answering my question for the content you put on a regular basis.
Oh, that's a loaded question.
It's so loaded.
It's a loaded question. I mean, so let's just start right here. Carb loading works if you're ready and if you do everything else right. If you are a mediocre bodybuilder who hasn't dieted, given himself proper time to diet.
That's just me.
No, it's just true.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no sense in carb loading. In fact, a lot of my, people that I know who are not completely ready, I'll say just go into the show as look, don't change anything because they look good in the gym a week out. They try to carb load. They do something really stupid. And so that works for a lot of people. Now, carb loading, if you are ready, if you are shredded.
I'm talking ready.
I mean, like glutes completely in, a massive carb load can work. I mean, I think everyone should have some sort of carb, intake, obviously, to fill up muscle glycogen. But the guys that aren't shredded, let's be honest, they're not really depleted anyways.
No.
So they're not, just filling out with some carbohydrates, it's not going to look great on them. So I'm a big believer in getting ready early.
Yep.
Getting ready early so you can start increasing your food going into the show, which is another question we get a lot. That's hard because that means you have to push really hard from weeks, 12 to, 6 is when you're hitting your peak. And then you can start adding food in, or your peak shreddedness. You can start adding food in, increases your metabolism, and you actually continue to get leaner as you're eating more food, so you start feeling better. And then at that point in time, doing a full depletion, so 4 or 5 days of basically no complex carbohydrates and a proper carb load while keeping your sodium and your water high. You need to have sodium and water high to do a proper carb load.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, you're not. A great way to spill out is to cut sodium, cut water, and add carbs. And that's what a lot of bros do. And that's why they look, flat and soft on stage.
Yeah.
So you have to, if you're gonna carb load, you got to keep your sodium and water high. And then, you kind of have to experiment. So if you can get ready ahead of time, you can give it a test run and see how you respond. But the timing, the first time you do it, I definitely recommend working with somebody who has experience.
Yes.
Not just a bro doctor, bro scientist, like somebody who has real experience doing this. If somebody's telling you to cut water or cut sodium, that's not the person you should be working with.
Yeah, that's usually what I tell people. If someone's too infatuated, I even have some people I work with, in the recent past, who as soon as they hit a stick point, like, should I cut out sodium? Sodium has nothing to do with fat loss. Sodium is actually essential in muscle contractions and, living. And if you've ever been deficient in sodium, you cramp.
Yeah.
I mean, you just feel like shit. You want to feel like shit? Cut sodium.
Well, I've done it. My very first bodybuilding show, I cut it out about 6 or 8 weeks out.
Oh.
I couldn't get a pump if my life depended on it. Now I keep my sodium probably around 5 to 6 grams a day, every day leading up to the last week.
Yeah.
And then I keep it right around, 5 grams for the last week. And then on the last day when I'm doing a ton of carbs, I'll bump it up even higher, 10 grams. Because you need that sodium with the carbs.
Yeah, and again, people who hold water generally are just fat.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to hold water when you have no body fat. I'm just saying. If you've ever been contest lean, I'll remember this. I was driving to a show once. I had to stop every 15 minutes because every bit of water I drink, there's nothing to hold that water.
Yep.
I mean, there's no sub-Q. Water is stored in sub-Q fat. And so if you have no sub-Q fat, that shit's just rolling. There's nowhere to store it. So look, at the end of the day, if you're a newbie and if you're not, I'm talking shredded, I'm talking like shredded. You know, I think an increase for like a normal guy who's contest shape, maybe 50% above, you know, for carbs.
Yep.
Because you're not going to mess anything up with them. If you're taking it 100, going to 150, and I'm not exaggerating because some of these guys to get lean enough, if you're a smaller bodybuilder in the 150s, 160s, 100 grams of carbs is actually normal.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and especially if you're going to try to, the whole rapid backloading process and 1,000 grams of carbs, like, don't even think about it unless you're completely shredded.
Completely shredded, and I'd say experienced.
Yeah.
But that's it. If you have any other questions, again, you know where the email is. Doug Miller, Core Nutritionals. Click on the link down below. Buy some shit. That's not a game.